Antonio Tarver says he's willing to fight Dawson, but the person he's calling out right now after his recent fight, is Jeff Lacey.
Why?
His promoter, DeGuardia, says he's willing to put him in with Hopkins, Calzaghe. Okay, go after one of them instead of Jeff Lacey.
Yeah.
Go after Clinton Woods over Jeff Lacey.
That's right now, definitely.
At least Woods has something to offer.
Lacey, 2 horrible fights in a row, of course, the Calzaghe lost.
And no one's going to give you any credit for beating Lacey. Not that you really deserve much right now at this point.
Now. And say if you somehow lost to him, which I don't think would happen, of course.
Yeah.
But then what are you going to do? If you lose to Dawson, at least you lost to a young, up-and-coming, hungry, undefeated fighter, so champion, so at least
with
there's
a very
that.
big upward spin.
Definitely. More
Lots
than
of
Lacey.
buzz behind him right now. Lacey, downward.
Absolutely. Hope Lacey can come back, but we'll see. Definitely not the time to be calling him out.
No, not at all.
Definitely not a fighter of your stature.
Lacey needs to be fighting tune-up after tune-up for a bit. Apparently.
Definitely.
Probably for the rest of this year. But
He even fights this year.
We'll see. Tarver also claiming he was drugged in the fight with Hopkins. They're poisoned in the fight with Hopkins.
Food poisoning, something.
I think he's going to just get more scrutiny for saying that than anything.
Yeah,
even if he feels it's true. I don't know. It sounds like a bad excuse. Because the reasons are obvious enough. What it sounds like.
He did mention one thing, that just coming in after not training at all for quite a strong amount of time, he could just spar 8-9 rounds easily, and just without even really thinking about it, he can do something. And the fact that he did just nothing at all through the fight with Hopkins shows it. Well, sparring, of course, is a whole different thing than a fight.
Yeah.
And for one thing, he's not sparring anywhere near the caliber of opponents that Bernard Hopkins is.
How do you know?
Yeah, maybe he is. Scott Pemberton, he was a sparring partner for him.
Well, see, Scott Pemberton could knock Bernard Hopkins
Definitely,
out.
obviously.
If Hopkins were dead and not in the ring,
Yeah.
and it were a dream.
And he weren't Bernard Hopkins. So.
Yeah. What about Bernardo Bed Hopkins?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But
Anyway, I think Tarver was overdosed on Hopkins' straight right hands. So.
He could beat the guy that first beat Hopkins.
Yeah, Clinton Mitchell.
You weren't supposed to say it. People were supposed to think it was John's. But
as they obviously do.
Yeah.
Probably the real first person to beat him anyway.
One that counts.
Yeah.
But anyhow, no, Clinton Mitchell.
Yeah, he's better than Hopkins.
I hear he's
obviously.
coming back.
Yeah, I wish he would, just for that.
I think he's going to take over.
Yeah, well, obviously.
He went 1-1-1, I believe.
Yep.
But
That's
anyhow,
the record.
the one person he beats,
Yeah.
that's the one that mattered.
Yep.
No, I'm sure
So,
Snoop.
who the hell did you beat? Your shitty ass fight career, huh? Some guy named Hopkins.
Bernard Hopkins, I don't know. He was a bomb.
Yeah, definitely.
But, Taylor versus Pavlik, September 29th, I already mentioned that.
Yeah.
Okay, so O'Neill Bell and Mean Joe Green are likely to fight a really good August 1st Wednesday night fights.
Definitely. Great card there.
O'Neill Bell and
Green.
Mean Joe Green.
Same card. Wednesday
Same
night
card.
fights.
Not against each
Of
other.
course not.
But,
One of the top cruiserweights in the world, and upcoming prospect. Can't get better than that.
That's like boxing after dark right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, Paul Spadafora is going back to jail for undisclosed parole violation. Well, he wasn't fighting anyone anyhow, so...
Never was going to. So, whatever, yeah.
Hector Camacho, Camacho, the good one, the one that mattered, sentenced to 7 years in prison, 6 years suspended by the judge for no apparent reason. He's going to serve 1 year house arrest in Puerto Rico. So basically he's got to stay home for a year.
Oh, no.
On that computer that he stole that was his own computer, but whatever.
Yeah. At least he didn't have to go to jail. So
yeah,
his son would have liked Drew.
Oh, his son was begging to switch with him. But anyhow, Kevin Rooney sentenced to 5 years probation and a fine.
DUI.
Small fine for no, it's quite a big fine, and well, for him, I'm sure.
For him,
for an April DWI charge, April of last year. Yep, just reporting it.
Yep.
And speaking of drinking while influenced.
Yeah.
Diego Corrales, it turned out, was drunk at the time. Don't drink and drive.
Don't drink, period.
And, yeah, this, not good.
No.
Just another example of...
And way past the limit.
Yeah, it was 3 times the legal limit.
Yeah, which anything should be past the limit.
So yeah, not good.
No.
Anyhow, moving right along, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. confirmed on the Morales undercard if he wins and Gatti wins, they'll also fight. If he wins that fight, the undercard of this fight, he'll fight Gatti if Gatti can beat Alfonso Gomez, which who knows?
Big if.
Big if there. So that probably won't happen. I don't know.
Who knows? If it does and Gatti wins, he's going to struggle his ass off, so it might not happen the date they're scheduling it for.
Or at all.
Yeah, or at all.
Because there is the possibility that Gatti will beat Gomez and say he's had enough.
Yep, that he won't want any of Chavez Jr.
Because he will have gotten a win against someone mediocre.
Yeah.
So he might be satisfied with that. He better be.
Sure he would be. It's Gatti.
Yep. The definition of mediocre right now. Even more so than they used to be. But anyhow, Zeb Judah was wanting a rematch with Cotto. Aram has actually said he would consider a rematch. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
He will consider one, but he says Judah needs at least one win.
Yeah, and more than that.
He needs more than one win.
2
Aram says 1 win.
I say take 2 terrible, terrible opponents first, and then step it up against like a David Estrada level fighter. Knock him out, then okay, you can go back to the.
I'd say even 2
people.
David Estradas.
That's fine too.
I'd
Just
say
either way.
4 fights.
4 tune-ups, fine.
2 tune-ups and 2 David Estradas.
Types, yeah.
And then get back in there.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's about a year off or even more.
And that's not saying that's a compliment to Estrada.
He's not on the shitty bum level, so
he's a B-level-ish guy.
Ooh, I don't know about B level, but
well, yeah, ish.
Yeah.
B minus. I don't know.
I'd say C minus on that, but
I don't know. He's a good
he's
enough
decent.
fighter.
He's decent. So
for Judah to be
Judah to knock out.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Absolutely. And well, the Aaron probably saying this for one thing. The fight sold out Madison Square Garden for one, and just a ton of fan support there for Cotto. Not any for Judah in his hometown of New York. But
it takes 2 people to sell a fight.
Absolutely, none of Cotto's other fights did that so far at Madison Square Garden.
They didn't start opening more seats that they hadn't opened.
Absolutely,
in
and it
years.
didn't sell out either. So.
Yeah, so Judah did have that.
Definitely. So
people at least came to see Judah get knocked out, and unfortunately they got what they paid to see. But anyhow, Judah will be back.